following video contains events upon my return to the DZ. The meta has shifted. New builds have surfaced. But my potato aim lives on. Nonetheless, this one is a real contender. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rogue striker drone detected.
Pick him up.
Rogue assault.
Yeah.
Hilo almost at extraction zone.
Oh, look at them all. Look at them all. Back to the stairs. Back to the stairs. Up it. Up it. Up it.
System approaching. System restored. Rogue defender drone detected. Rogue assault turret detected.
Let's go.
Rogue striker drone detected.
Can we skip to the good part?
Ay, okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hunt, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke, I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time on the TV, it coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came out gunning, stopped the fronting on your word. It's what you hear, not what you heard. I'ma hang on every verb. I'ma show you what it's worth. Every day I'm on the earth till they put me in the dirt. I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it first. Until they put me in the dirt. Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. You cannot stop me, I mean this spinach and broccoli. Termination like I'm Rocky, lift the heavy, no spot please. Body back and beating it, I get away scotch free. And I'ma take control, unbreakable. I cinch the face, the shakes is cold, the grace is more. Plus it's really the motivation, so it's thank you so. Put that's on my neck, hard work on my brain. The easy road taking the left, it's on my chest. No time for regrets, faith in the journey like Steph. Shooting is wet like clay, the party ain't maybe this way. I'm taking all of this left to the bank. I'ma deposit and see what it make. Shoot it, so it's reap. I paid a meter, I came in with Peter like Peter on water. I'm stepping in deeper, they know that I'm coming like follow the leader. I'm taking a chance today. Standing inside of the kitchen, I turn on the heater. I'm here to turn on my brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers until my believers get into it first. Said I'ma get into it first. Until they put me in the dirt. Said I'ma get into it first. Said I'ma get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze.
Let's feel it, bro. Nice heartbreaking build. There's someone.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
Let's go. Come on. This forever. No surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. Go. And there will be no surrender. Now allow me to reintroduce myself, they call me J-O-N to the easy E-N. Know that we undefeated, y'all are beneath them speeches trying to air a grievance. But his lines are overhead, better check the air for clearance. Call the tower, this is ours, clear the heat, the air apparent. Really, I've never been better. Legacy, this is forever. All the more times I've been severed, I'm raising the bar, you can go ahead and measure. Think about time for a toast, time that we welcome to go. Yo, we're just leaving, I think about time that somebody go get them their coat. You know I got all that anthem, come back in, what you call that add-on. Got anthems and bands with masters, getting them right like my name was Miranda. I ain't bigger dead than alive, I ain't bigger dead than alive. One more time, this is forever, remember the legend, he never gon' die, I ain't bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. I ain't bigger dead than alive, dead than alive, I ain't bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive, Just making sure that you know why, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. You know that this right here forever. No surrender, it's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender, it's forever. You know this right here forever. I am just leaving a legacy. I am the one that they paid us. Got something to say to me, say. You know I've been waiting so patiently. This is my legacy. Y'all don't believe me, then wait. Basically, I have been running things. You can just go on and take a seat. Loving they hated me, put that on everything. Not on my level. You can't be the enemy. This is the plan that we showing them anyway. Hit up the lawyers and give them the NDA. Woo! This is the brand new. This is the brand new. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. And there ain't no thing that you'll be taking from me. Man, that came from nothing. Made it something. Name is buzzing. Call me Ryan Gosling. Hey, gon' know that they gonna love me more when I'm gone or retire the throne. The kind of things that I'm gonna be feeling like a god, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. You know that this right here forever. No surrender, it's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender, it's forever. You know this right here forever. I ain't bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. I ain't bigger dead than alive, dead than alive. I ain't bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. Making sure that you know why, because this is really, I never been better. Legacy, this is forever. Really, I never been better. Legacy, this is forever. Really, I never been better. The legacy live on forever. Remember the legend and know that he never surrendered, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. You know that this right here forever. No surrender, it's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender, it's forever. You know this right here forever.
I feel guilty enough not to do anything. Huh?
Nice.
Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going, and welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Righto, so PvP, well, isn't it a shit show at the moment? To be honest, I haven't done a whole lot of PvP since Title Update 15 dropped, and I didn't want to bring out the same boring heartbreaker builds like every other channel's doing. So I thought outside the box a little bit, and I've been fucking around with a shoddy build. All that opening gameplay was from my first run back in the DZ, so I reckon I did alright. You can all catch me live in action over on Twitch, so please pop over and show your support there. Now I'm still testing out a few bits and pieces on the build. I'm still not 100% sold on the combination of skills that I'm using, but I really like how the build plays, so that's why I'm doing a build video. This build's got a lot of damage, not just for yourself, but it buffs your own team, and it gives yourself and team a heap of survivability as well. Righto, so welcome back to all you amazing subscribers, and if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, you know what to do, pull your finger out and give that sub button a click. And please everyone engage with this video, a like, a share, a comment, it all helps with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Doing all this stuff is going to help the channel and our amazing community grow. And don't forget to check me out on all my other socials, including Twitch, Discord, Facebook, the works. All the links for that stuff is in the description. Righto then champions, with all that said and done, let's get into the build. 1 red, 5 blues, no skill tiers, 1.7 million armor. The new exotic mask, 1 piece Bellstone, 1 Seska, 1 Overlord, 1 Badger, and 1 Walker and Harris. It's a real mixed bag. Now, first up, I reckon everyone's going to notice that I've got the Mender Seeker on. Like I said, I was just testing it to see how it would work with the Catharsis' mask. It didn't do what I thought it would, but this is the exact build I was using in that gameplay, so this is the build you get. No smoke and mirrors here, champions. Okay, so for our specialization, we're using Survivalist. This will give us that amazing shared armor kit. When we use a kit, it also applies to all teammates within 20 meters of us. This paired with our chest talent is godly. And our group members also get 10% bonus damage to targets with a status effect. Like always, we don't need to be the one applying the status. But in this case, to help keep that buff active, we're going to be using the most OP gun in the game. That's right, it's the Scorpio.
This weapon fires debilitating venomous rounds inspired by the Scorpion, specifically Hot Antarta. The weapon developed in conjunction with DARPA failed to get approval due to being in contravention of the Hague Convention of 1899.
Big damage and 130 RPM, this is filthy. I love how this thing comes with 12% damage to armor, and I've also upgraded the expertise levels. The talent on this one is called Septic Shock. Shooting a target applies a stack of venom which lasts 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. Now this list of status is for PvE, so let's flick to the PvP stuff. So we get Bleed, Disrupt, and Ensnare, and at 8 shots the target's going to take 20% more damage from all sources. The duration of each status effect is based on the percentage of pellets hit on that applying shot. So this gun works great by itself, or even better in a team, especially if someone's running the Ridgeway's chest. See, when we apply Bleed to a target, it's also proccing the regen for the Ridgeways for someone else. This can get pretty filthy when taking on a server. For the secondary, I've got a custom M870 maxed out with Optimist. This thing hits hard. I do try and keep it more on the empty side, maybe 2 bullets left in the mag for bulk damage when I need it. But seriously, you could use any secondary gun you like. And for the pistol, it's the Orbit. It's pretty much a must-have on any PvP build. Proccing Perfect Finisher will give us another 40% crit hit damage. Righto then, let's check out the gear on the build. The mask is the new exotic mask, the Catharsis.
The establishment does everything in its power to ensure that revolutionary rage is redirected into empty outlets which provide pressure releases for desire that could become dangerous if allowed to progress.
Max armor, incoming repairs, and armor regen, and I've gone with a 12% crit hit damage mod. As this is an exotic, all those attributes have to stay the same. The talent is Vicious Cycle. Taking damage builds stacks to cap at 30, each stack grants 1% weapon damage. Taking damage at max stacks triggers a purge. Taking damage at max stacks triggers a purge. This is going to remove all our stacks and status effects that we might be under, and it's also going to drop a healing cloud which is going to restore 5% of our max armor for 10 seconds. This in combination with the Mender Seeker does sort of teeter-tot our armor at times, so I'm not 100% sold on the combo. But basically we're using this mask because the more damage we take, the more damage we can deal, up to 30%. I am going to play around with this mask a lot more in the future, maybe make something with a skill tier or some repair skills, but we'll see. For the chest, I've gone with the named Bellstone, the Everyday Carrier. The brand set bonus gives us 1% regen, we've got max armor, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and a crit hit damage mod. The talent is perfectly efficient. Using an armor kit has a 75% chance of not consuming the kit. Specialization kit bonuses are increased by 50%. And the new part to this requires 10 seconds to arm the talent. Perfectly efficient paired with Survivalist is a very strong combination in team play for PvP, and it's one of my go-tos. For the holster, we've got one piece Seska giving us 10% crit hit chance, max armor, max crit hit damage, and max crit hit chance. For the knee pads, I've gone with the named Overlord knee pads, the Fox's Prayer. Max weapon damage, crit hit damage, and that 8% multiplicative damage to targets out of cover. If you wanted to be a bit more tanky, you could definitely have an armor roll on this, but I think 5 blues is enough for me. For the gloves, we've gone with Badger Tough for that 10% shotgun damage, max armor, crit hit damage, and crit hit chance. Now, this is another one that you could tweak to suit yourself. You could definitely run contractors, but I do feel then you'd be missing a little bit too much crit for my liking. And the final piece on the build is the backpack, and it's the Matador. Walker gives us 5% weapon damage, we've got max armor, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and a crit hit damage mod. The talent's perfect adrenaline rush. Whenever you're within 10 meters of an enemy, you gain 12% bonus armor for 5 seconds. This can stack 3 times, and it's going to refresh every 5 seconds. So in PvP, that's 36% bonus armor, and in PvE, we're going to get 69%. Such a crazy good talent. Righto then, so what skills to use? Well, it's kind of up to you. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been testing the Mender Seeker mine, and it's not the best. But again, that's what I used on the build and in the gameplay, so that's what you get. Another option could be the EMP sticky, that'd be nice, or riot foam, you know, you play around, you pick. But for the second skill, I think a defender drone is kind of a must in PvP now. 10.8% damage reduction in PvP is crazy. But hey, if you've got different thoughts on what skills to use, test them all out and make sure whatever you pick works for you. Okay champions, fine print time, the stat sheet. With the Scorpio in our hand, we're sitting at 54% crit hit chance and 151% crit hit damage. Proccing the Orbit's going to bump it up to 191% crit hit damage. We've also got that 12% damage to armor and that 8% damage to targets out of cover too. And the custom M870 is very much the same. 54 chance and 141 crit hit damage. We still have that 12% damage to armor, but now we get 18% damage to targets out of cover. And we'll have a quick little sticky beak at the other offensive stats, 30% all weapon damage and 40% shoddy damage. Don't forget to add that 20% from the Scorpio buff and the 30% we can get from the Catharsis. This tanky fella is hitting hard. So that's the build champions. Is this just another PvP build? I think not. We have a huge amount of survivability for ourselves and our team. We put out a crazy amount of damage and we buff our team's damage too. But all that aside, it's a PvP build without a shield. How good is that? A build that does all this stuff and is a lot of bloody fun to use, that's worth making. So what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at this PvP build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. And like always, show your content creators your support, like, share, comment, and subscribe. All this kind of stuff really does help support myself and the channel. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, and I will catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.